Hey there tech fans, Rick here again with another review, and today I have the UHD-FO40 receiver module, which is part of a larger HDMI extension kit from our good friends over at Orei. Now today's review will focus on the receiver module, which is really half the solution, because to use this you'll need a transmitter module as well, and I've covered that in another video. And the reason they're sold separately is because that single transmitter module can send the same uncompressed 4K video to multiple receiver modules at the same time. So basically you start with a transmitter module at your primary location and then add as many of these receiver modules as you need at your remote locations to receive that content. Now, I'd like to start off with some basic specifications around the entire solution, and then I'll do a brief unboxing to show you everything that's included with the kit. I'll take a closer look at the module to explain the connections and indicators, and then I'll come back and point out some of the amazing things this product can do so you can compare it easily to other products on the market. So some of the specifications. HDMI extender modules in general are limited by the connection topology between the transmitter and receiver. And most HDMI extension kits on the market today either use a LAN connection or a wireless connection. Both of those are very limiting as far as how far away you can locate the transmitter from the receiver or the resolution of the content you're transmitting. This uses a fiber optic connection, which completely opens up the door to transmit 4K uncompressed ultra high definition media content up to 40 kilometers away, which is incredible when you think about it, that I can send that content over a single fiber cable. In addition to that, the transmitter module and the receiver module feature things like audio extraction capabilities, which will actually strip the audio from the media stream you're distributing and allow you to pass it along to a soundbar for better quality audio. Also included with the receiver module is an infrared blaster that will pick up the remote control signals here and send those back over that same fiber cable to the primary site so you can completely control the content you're watching. Finally, the transmitter module features local loopback functionality, which allows you to continue to enjoy the content at that primary location while you're simultaneously broadcasting it here to the remote location. So it's a pretty incredible system. Now, as far as the unboxing goes, everything in front of me comes with the kit. You'll find the receiver module, a 5-volt 2-amp power supply. You'll plug this into the wall. This end plugs into the back of the module. That's all the power you'll need to operate it. As I mentioned, an infrared receiver. This will pick up the remote control signals at this location, blend those in with the optical cable transmission back to the primary site to control the content you're watching. You can use a simplex cable, again, to achieve 40 kilometers. You can also use a duplex cable for shorter distances. They include both adapters. So if you're using the simplex cable, plug this one in. If you're using a duplex cable, plug that one in. And it's nice that they include those because that's something additional you normally have to buy. You'll also find a bracketing kit, which allows you to mount this up off the ground and out of the way, and a full instruction manual that explains connection diagrams, specifications, and other really important details of what you'll need to know about this product to use it efficiently. Now, next I'll take a closer look at the module and explain the connections, and then I'll come back and point out some of the incredibly cool things this product does, because unlike a lot of HDMI extender modules on the market, this one can do everything. It really is built to be the ultimate in HDMI extension technology. So stay tuned. We'll take a closer look next, and I'll be back with a couple of key points you can use to compare this to some others you may be considering. Inside the kit, you'll find the receiver, an infrared blaster. This is actually a receiver module. It'll pick up the remote control signals from this location, and when it connects up to the receiver module, it'll send those remote control signals as light pulses back to the transmitter to control the content you're watching. I'll show you where this plugs in a second. You'll also find two fiber optic cable interface cards, they're called SFPs, for simplex or duplex connection. You'll plug this into the receiver depending on which cable you're using. Plug your cable into this, and that's how you make connection to the interface. Now, the module itself features a full metal enclosure, which makes it incredibly durable. It also has heat fins on the top and on the side to help dissipate any heat that's generated while it operates. You'll also find cooling holes on the side, as well as mounting holes for the included bracketing kit, where you can mount this up off the ground and out of the way. Now, on the one end, you'll notice on the left-hand side 3 LED indicators: power, status, and ARC. The power indicator will come on when you add power to the unit. It'll start a power on self-test to check all the electronics. Once it passes that test, it'll light that LED, letting you know the unit's ready to use. The status indicator lets you know you have a valid fabric connection back to the transmitter. So when you connect up the SFP in the unit, connect the fiber optic cable to it, connect it up on the other end, once it verifies that connection, it'll light the status LED. The ARC indicator lets you know whether you're using ARC, audio return channel audio, or you're using optical. And to switch between the two, you'll tap that button to turn ARC on and off. To the right of that are 2 infrared blaster input ports. They're 3.5mm ports. And again, because this is the receiver, you'll plug this into the IR in right there. You won't need to use the IR out. To the right of that is an SP-Diff output. Again, you can pass the audio to a soundbar locally for better quality audio. That's to enable ARC if you decide to use the HDMI audio. To the right of that is an RS-232 connection point. You can use the included RS-232 connection block. This product can actually send RS-232 control signals back and forth between the receiver and the transmitter. To the right of that is a micro USB port. That's used for upgrading the product later on if new versions of firmware come out. You'll connect a short cable that's micro USB in this end, the other end to your computer, push the firmware file over to complete the installation. On the other end, you'll find the DC input port that's used with the power supply that's included. You'll plug it in there and that's the power you'll need to run this. The HDMI output port is a standard HDMI port. You'll connect that up to your local monitor. To the right of that is where the SFP goes. So as I mentioned before, there's a simplex and duplex module included. Slide the appropriate module in here, connect up the fiber optic cable, and that's all you need to do there. Finally, there's a reset button on the right. If you need to reset the module, hold that in for a few seconds, and it'll actually reset the module and go through the boot routine again. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now here are a few things you can use when comparing this particular HDMI extension kit to others you may be considering, because this product really has a lot of amazing features built in. The first thing you need to look at with any HDMI extension kit is the resolution it can support. Now, a LAN-based system or a wireless-based system really has a hard time transmitting 4K ultra-high definition content for long distances. You'll find that it's sort of a trade-off that you can get long distances for 1080p content, but as you try to transmit 4K content, the LAN systems really shorten that distance. The fact that this can send uncompressed 4K ultra-high definition content for 40 kilometers is absolutely incredible, and it can do that because it's using a fiber optic cable, which completely takes the shackles off as far as that data transmission distance goes. The other thing that's nice is that a single transmitter in this solution can support multiple receivers. So if you've got one media source that you want to send to multiple locations, you can daisy chain these, you can use a switch with these, or I should say a hub with these to connect them together and distribute the same content to multiple locations, which is pretty incredible. I also love the fact that the transmitter module provides local loopback functionality. That's not something you find on a lot of HDMI extension kits, and the reason that's important is because at that primary location, you have to remember you're disconnecting your media device from your monitor and you're plugging it into the transmitter module. If you don't have local loopback, you can't actually watch the content at the primary location. So you can either send it to the remote locations or watch it locally. The fact that that transmitter module has local loopback means you're watching it while you're transmitting it to the remote locations. The one feature that I really love about this though is the inclusion of the infrared blasters, because at these remote locations, which again can be 40 kilometers away, you really have no control over the content unless you can send those remote control signals back to the primary site to control that media player. The fact that they include infrared blasters means any remote location that you're sending content to still has control over what's being played, whether it's fast forward, rewound, or stopped, so it gives you a lot of control. And then finally, any kind of optical solution like this requires some type of interface module between the technology and the cable you're using. And again, you have a choice of a simplex or a duplex cable. The fact that they include the modules with it means that you don't, get the kit, open it up, start to use it, and realize, oh my gosh, I need an interface module. They include both a simplex and duplex module with it, so you can use whichever one you want based on the cable you're going to use. So that's pretty much it for the review. I think this is an absolutely incredible system. I still can't get past the fact that it can send 4K uncompressed, ultra high definition media content 40 kilometers away to a remote location. It just blows my mind that the technology can handle that. But that's pretty much it for today. So hopefully you found this review helpful. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, stay nerdy.